Hey you, today I'm going to show you how I do my blowout. I do this once a week and it lasts for the whole week. It kind of has that sort of like 90s Victoria's Secret supermodel like esque vibe. You're going to need a couple of things for this. So first things first, obviously you're going to need your hair curler. The next couple of things you're going to need is heat protectant for up to 40-50 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's just going to help your hair be a little bit more tamed, but it's also going to protect your hair from the harmful heat. So, and if you do this often like I do, pretty self-explanatory. The thing you're going to need is the Boost It High Lift Creation Spray. I don't usually use this one. I use dry shampoo. That works just as well. If you don't have dry shampoo, you can use cornstarch. That works just as fine. But some sort of like, you want to hold your curl basically, you know, you don't want it to fall down or fall apart. And so a good way to do this is with either some hairspray, but I think for hairspray that doesn't work as well for me. So I use some like high lift creation spray to really hold the volume, and or some dry shampoo if you have that at home. So I have some olive oil right here, some olive oil sheen spray, and I just spray that like on top of my curls after I'm done with them. I think that it makes them look a bit more like juicy and more full, and I prefer that look as opposed to a more, you know, matte curl. First things first, you want to like section all of your hair back. Make sure that your part isn't the same as like the way you part your hair. That's super key, because a lot of people will just be like, okay, so I want a central part or center part. So they'll like, you know, pull their hair back and they'll do like a really easy center part, and they'll like just, you know, curl their hair from there. But that's actually not ideal. To get the blowout look, you don't want your part to be, you don't want to curl your hair in the part that it usually is. You want the part to be a little bit different, or like a little bit more diffused, as opposed to the part that you usually go for, or the part that you want to style your hair in for the blowout. These are the two pieces, these are the two like main sections that I've made for my hair, and I'm going to start on this side. So first things first, you want to take a section of your hair. Yeah, so from the top and the sorry, from both sides, I took two sections of hair, kind of that look like this. They should be about the same length. If your hair is cut in like layers, because my hair is like kind of cut in layers, it's not going to be the exact same, but it should be roughly more or less the same. And you can just, you know, separate just two like parts of your hair, not super thick parts, obviously this depends on your hair thickness, but just separate two sections of your hair like this. You want to like first make sure to brush it through, because you don't want tangles in your hair. You don't want your hair to be, you know, all tangly and messy. You know, want to make sure that it's all straight and nice. Then you want to grab your heat protection spray, and you want to just spray that in. Oh, and make sure to like actually like open it on this side. Just press that so it'll actually spray. So after you have kind of made sure that it's like, you know, your hair sprayed, you want to just brush it through again to make sure that it's really well incorporated. And you want to take just the top two sections. You want to like first start with this little piece in the top, and you want to like brush that together, because the part, if you're gonna part your hair in the middle, which is where I think it's best to do, if you know you want to get that like blowout look, you want to kind of section your hair kind of like in the middle here, sort of like you're cutting yourself bangs, but not really, like kind of how you would position your hair in the front. So just position your hair that way, and then grab your curling iron, and you want to start at the like, you know, base, and you want to like run your hair up like that. And for the hair curler, I have my hair curler on about like a, I think 450 heat. No, wait, no. Let me check 1 second. On a 360 heat. So yeah, mine is, you can't see that, but it's on 360 heat. And so after I have this curl, and I'm going to grab my little, you know, clip, and I'm going to pin it up like so, and just curl it. Like the trick is to actually like curl it like while you are like rolling it up. So if your hair curls like this, like if that's how you've curled your hair, just curl it up and then take the clip, and you want to just place that right on top. Looks crazy, but do the rest of it. I'm going to show you guys how I did one side, and then I'll do the other side on my own, and then I will allow you guys to, you know, kind of never mind. So I'm gonna do one side for you, for in front of you guys, and then other side I'll do off camera, and then I'll show you guys how I did it. So for just the top section, you want to, like, this is the section that really matters because you want to make sure that it's as perfect as possible. So I do the smaller like sections in this hair. So I'll separate the section into about 4 strands. So I'll, well, yeah, 4 strands. And then just run your hair through the curling iron. And then curl, when your curl falls, you don't want to let it fall. Not falls, but when you take it out of the curling thing, you want to like section up and section it in. And you want to section, I only have 1 clip at the moment, but kind of like you want to section it all together. So the last strand, I'm going to split this one into 2 because it just, I feel like, would look a little bit better if I did. So just going to section this one into 2 pieces and curl your hair like so and let it sit. And you don't want to have, I think what's cool with this hairstyle is that you don't actually have to let your hair sit in the heat for too long, because the little, like, the pin kind of like holds your hair too in the curl, so it's like a bit of a softer curl that it curls in, and it's less like, it's less of a crisp curl, which is, you know, again, the whole like blowout look. And I'm gonna, you know, pin I'm going to pin my hair up. I think I'm using another pin, but yeah. So that is just one side right here, and I'm going to do this other side off camera, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how it looks. Okay, so I know I look crazy, okay, first of all, but second of all, this is how your hair should look, and the reason you can't really see, like, you know, my eyes at the moment is because they're kind of under this little, like, piece of hair that I curled, but this piece of hair that I curled in the beginning is going to really pull it all together. So these are just the front pieces of hair that I have on just all around my face, which are going to the front pieces that I've pulled around like all my face are going to help me frame and put my hair together and make it look so much like more concise. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the part you want to sit down. So I did both sides, and I like also took them out of the curl because they've both cooled. And now I'm going to show you how I do the back of my hair. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys how I do the back of my hair. To pin my hair up like this, I'm just going to grab one of these, you know, claw clips, and I'm just going to section that in the front, in the back, or kind of at the top like that. And I'm going to, wow, so you guys can better see like the rest of my hair. So for the next 2 sections, I'm going to section this out again. So I'm going to grab kind of a little bit of a bigger chunk this time on this side and this side. And if you couldn't notice, my hair is actually like naturally pretty curly. So not pretty curly, but it's pretty wavy. So it kind of does have like a little bit of, you know, its original wave to it, because I didn't really curl it before or straighten it before. So my natural hair, yeah, PSA. So if you do the sides, it's kind of just the same deal, to be honest. I just kind of curl it and pin it up, but always make sure to use like heat protection spray. So I'm gonna just make sure to get that on my hair, because without heat protection spray, you're gonna like, the chances of you actually getting healthy or non-damaged hair are very low. So just keep protecting your hair. Yeah, so yeah, and then I'm going to brush it through, because again, with kind of naturally like wavy hair, you just want to make sure that your hair is as manageable or managed as possible. So grabbing a section of hair, this is kind of, I do a little bit thicker hair in the back because I think it looks a bit better. And you don't really need to be as precise as you go like forward. It's kind of a more like rough, not rough, but it's less maintained for sure. So I'm gonna wrap this like this hair around this curl, this you know, curling iron, and I'm gonna hold it there. And it is important to recognize that you need to hold your hair coil for a little bit longer than when it's with more hair in the curling iron than you need to do with a little bit of less hair inside curling iron. Now that it's out of the coil, I'm just going, see how that like is that how that coil is right there. You just want to press it in the coil that it already is and just curl that up and put it there and clip it in place with a pin. And yeah, I like doing these sections a little bit better because they take a lot less time, and they're just a lot easier to do. So just remember, brush it through and then curl it. And let it sit. Pull it out. And gonna coil the hair like kind of going like this. You want to coil it up like that and pin it into place. Now you have 2 more pieces of hair left. Brush both of those out individually. With the curling iron, you just want to grab it. You want to make sure that you reach like all the way up to the top. Like you would want the curl to not just be like on the bottom. You want it to like extend all the way to the top. So it'll give you much more of a full curl. And I just burnt myself, but yeah, it'll give you a more full curl. Just secure it all into place. Sometimes it's a little bit hard because sometimes it kind of falls, so you have to just kind of curl it up again and then place it back on there and, you know, have it sit better on your hair. It's not always super easy, but just be patient with it and it'll come through. So the very last piece is just this one, and I'm gonna grab quickly because it's smaller, so I will quickly just gonna curl it. just, you know, you can even hold them, like you can even hold your curls up a little bit if you're running out of like pins. Now I'm gonna just do this part of my hair, and then I'm gonna show you guys how it looks, because I still have like a chunk of my hair to do in the back, but I'm gonna do this side of my hair and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So I'm just gonna do the last piece of this hair. I'm gonna take my hair clips off for the hair that I did on this side. Yeah. And so now you want to make sure that all those hair clips are out, and you're gonna flip these two pieces of hair like up on top as well. Then you have in the back remaining like 2 sections of hair left that you are going to 2 sections of hair remaining in the back. So I don't take this big of a section, but I try to make it a little bit smaller, so I'll try to go for, you know, this much hair. Okay, so now I'm making 2 sections in the back. So this is the one section, this is the other section, and just know that it's not too big, because the bigger your sections get, the less volume your hair will have in the end. The smaller your sections are, the more volume your hair will have in the end, because the more surface area your curling iron will have to wrap around. So if I just took this big chunk of hair and I just curled it, like that would give me a very high, wouldn't give me very much surface area, and it wouldn't, which would lead to not me having the best volume. But if I were to take a smaller section and I were to do this in 4 sections, this piece of like this section of hair, if I were to section to 4 sections and then curl each individually, that would have a lot more volume. So just know that the more sections you make, the more volume you will have. And yeah, that's really important to know, because a lot of people don't think of that and they don't get a lot of volume in the end, and their curls fall out and they're like, what happened? What did I do wrong? And what you did wrong is that you used sections of hair that were too big, which didn't allow you to have the volume that you needed to have to get that, like, you know, effect. So I'm gonna do this section on the right, yeah, on my right, maybe your left, I don't know, but my right basically, and curl my hair here. So oh, I almost forgot pee protection spray. You cannot forget. And what I like to do is I like to, when I curl my hair up, I like to have my hair curler like just facing straight up. But when I like remove my hair from the curling iron, I like to flip. Oops, sorry, my iron got stuck there. But my hair, I like to flip it up like that, and then release the curl like from there, because I feel like it kind of. I'm gonna set this aside here, but I feel like that way it kind of helps the curl, and I can, you know, have a much more voluminous of a curl. Just then curl my hair up like it is, grab my clip, pin it back. I'm just gonna use 2 sections for this though, because it's a pretty small piece of hair, so I'm just gonna grab this and curl it. And I'm going to do this side off camera. I'm going to do my very last strand of hair. I'm going to take my hair like down on both sides so that I can show you the full like look. Not full look, but just, you know, so I can show you guys how my hair on both ends looks. This is how both sides of my hair look. And then what I'm gonna do for, like I do for all of them, is I just flip it like up, like here. Yeah, like there's the clip right there, and I will flip my hair up, and then I will pin my hair like inside the clip so that it all is like held up there, because you don't want your hair to like, basically if you when you flip it up and you like cross it, it will have more volume for your hair. And the very last two sections I have for my hair right now are just these two right here, 1, 2, as you can see, and I'm going to separate these into sections of 2 and basically, you know, curl them both. Curl all 4 pieces. First things first, you want to grab your huge brush and spray that ish in. And you want to like kind of smooth your hands through your hair while the heat protectant's in, because you want it to like not lock in, but kind of like hold in. Just spread it even more evenly. It'll help. And then you can even take, you know, kind of how I was taking my brush when I was brushing it after that, was to kind of spread it evenly as well. So it'll help, you know, your hair be a little bit more detangled. Because this specific one by Tresemme is also a leave-in spray, but it's also like a heat tamer, and I think it kind of, I don't know, I read somewhere that it also helps for your, like, it just helps to detangle your, not detangle, but kind of make your hair a little bit smoother. Sort of like that like water effect, you know, when you add cream to your hair, it kind of smooths it out. Similarly here, this kind of helps smooth it out a little bit more too. So I like it for that specific reason, because with a smoother like hair, with smoother hair to work with, it kind of slips through the curling iron a lot better, and you're not really as worried about, you know, oh, is it gonna like, is my hair gonna be too knotty for it, or where like, oh, is my hair gonna be too knotty for it, or like, you know, whatever is the issue or concern that you have to worry about. It's gonna look good. And yeah, you never want to do this. You never want to let it loose, because it's gonna, your curl's gonna fall apart, girl. When it is hot, you want to curl it up like this. Curl it and grab a pin and pin it back, okay? I don't want you to wait till it gets like, you know, not curly anymore. When it's fresh in the curl, pin it up. Ta-da. And actually, don't even let your curl like have the opportunity to fall. Just hold it with your hand. Make it into kind of like a circle, and just pin it up. And hair on top looks a bit crazy, but that's because the curls are kind of being held in place correctly there. And the very last piece of hair that I'm going to curl. And pin it up. God, guys, I literally finished my whole head of hair and it's all pinned up right now. And the trick is to grab a little bit of the Boost, this like spray stuff, and you want to spray that in your hair. So just gonna shake it because you don't want to, it'll help, you know, mix the contents together like you do. And cover your face. You can use like, I'm gonna use this slip that I have. I'm just gonna use that to kind of cover my face. This one smells pretty fruity, so I like that smell. My mom kind of hates it. If you like a smell, if you don't like this specific smell, it's kind of fruity, kind of like juicy. You know, everyone has their own thing, but, and you want to spray the top part too. That's like kind of, yeah. Perfect. Okay, so now I've waited 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm going to show you how my full head of hair, of curled hair, looks. Taking this big clip out from the top of my hair, just removing it, and I'm also going to kind of remove this hair too. So you want your hair to kind of be on front like this. This is all my curled hair, right? And then make sure it's all out like this. And you want to take your fingers, okay? You want to take, I don't know if yet, you want to take your fingers and you want to like run your hands through your hair and just shake it out a little bit. Shake it out from the top to bottom. Don't like run your hands through your hair, but just the top part of your hair, shake it out, and that'll help loosen the curls a lot. And yeah, just kind of bounce them a little bit, and that'll help kind of like get you that look. And then you want to, yeah, so after you've finished like running your hands through your, you know, hair, you want to kind of part your hair in the center like this and pull it out. Okay, and now your hair is finally out of the way. You've waited a long time for this, I can tell. So this is going to be your hair at the moment, but now the trick is the part, because the part will kind of pull your hair together. So remember at the beginning when I said don't curl your hair in the same place you part it? This is where it's like the magic happens. So grab a comb like this, not like that paddle brush comb, grab a comb like this and put your hair back and do the same thing. Just like push your hair like back, just the top section, and make a line with the comb, like harsh, okay? You want to press hard. And okay, crap. That's not a straight line. Let me go fix this because it's a little hard to part in the mirror, but basically you want to make a really straight part in the middle. And or wherever you're going to make your part. It doesn't have to be in the middle. It could be on the side, but and this is kind of like how it should look. I do remember saying you could add some of this sheen to it. I don't really want to add any sheen to it. I kind of like how it looks at the moment. And the way your hair is going to kind of take its shape or its form is what you're going to do is you're going to add this like Boost It stuff and just to the front parts of your hair. You can add booster or you can use dry shampoo. Literally doesn't matter. Anything works. And then you're just gonna properly just play with your hair a little bit. The whole part is just to have a little fun with it, okay? Play with your hair in the top and let it like loosen up, fall out a little bit. And you want it to be kind of like looser like that, and that's how you're gonna get a sort of blowout look. And what you can do for, because I know you might be thinking, well, Madrid, this is still pretty curly, you just look like you curled your hair. And yes, I know it does, but if you were to wait like 25 minutes, you know, go outside, have fun, play in the, you know, play outside, go outside, play with your sister, play with your dog, whatever. And your hair after that, if you like brush it out or like comb it out with, you know, like a brush or even a paddle brush, and after you brush it out with the paddle brush, you can follow it up with an oil sheen, or follow it up with, you know, if you want a little bit more of like a matte look, follow it up with a cream. And after you brush it out with the paddle brush, or brush it out with even this kind of like, don't use this is too precise. You want something a little bit more rough for that like effortless blowout Victoria's Secret 90s sort of, you know, that look. You want it to be, you know, use a paddle brush and brush it out. And after you brush it out, you want to use either a cold cream, you know, cold cream, use like a cream product in your hair that'll kind of help set your hair if you want it to look matte. But if you want it to look shiny, you want to use a sheen spray like this one. And run your fingers through your hair after that. Sorry, it's gliding out a little crazy for a minute. Run your fingers through your hair after that and style it, pin it up, whatever you do, whatever you want to do with your hair after that. And this will last you for literally a week, 2 weeks if your hair is really good. But for me, it lasts just a week. And I shampoo and condition and whatever my hair once a week, every week on Fridays. So that will make it look just so much better. Swear to God, I do this all the time. And my hair, I tell you not, I have a good hair day every single freaking day. There's not a single day where I'm like, you know what, when I do this, like in a week, in the morning, I don't have to get ready a lot. All I have to do is brush it through with a paddle brush. Not this brush, but with a paddle brush, I will brush it through, and I will add a little bit of cold cream because, you know, I don't want it to look too greasy on, you know, for school or whatever. And it just looks good. Like this is perfect because it works best on straight hair to kind of wavy to medium wavy hair. I don't know about 3C, 4C hair. Like that hair, I don't know if it would work that well on. I mean, if it does, then fantastic for you, but I feel like that hair has a natural coil to it, so it might not work that well on that kind of hair. But this hair, like, I'm so into this because it looks good, and you're never gonna grow tired of this hair. It's never gonna be like, oh, this hair just, it's lost its flavor, or it's, you know, it's a mess now because it's not like style. Like, it's just the most wearable hair, period, because it looks good for so long, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, you know what, I have to, you know, switch it up because, you know, it's kind of getting frizzy, getting a little weird. Because some hairstyles, you know, you do them and they look cute for 2 to 3 days, but after that you have to, you know, completely go out of your way to, you know, wash your hair or do something to your hair crazy, like not crazy, but a big significant thing to your hair to change it. And with this, you really don't have to do that. It kind of just, it looks good. Your hair is, you know, nice. It looks crisp. It looks maintained. It looks like, you know, it has its own life. And when you talk in the morning, it just, you have a good freaking hair day every single day. It's not going to be like, oh, well, one day my hair is good, next day it's good. Because you know how it is with greasy hair, oily hair. This hair does not get too oily very quickly, and this hair lasts 1 to 2 weeks. So if you shampoo and condition your hair every 2 weeks, it works for you. If you shampoo and condition your hair every 1 week, it works for you. Do it after you shower, and make sure that you also oil your hair a little bit. Don't like, you know, don't be too like, not, because, you know, you want to take care of your hair. But this just looks good, period, point blank. I'm gonna stop talking, but this just is the best hair, period. Like, your life is gonna be changed. This video could change your life. This hair, it lasts so long. It's convenient to do. You do it once a week, and it literally lasts for the whole freaking week. I do this like so often, and it looks good. It looks pretty. It looks effortless. And, you know, you're gonna get compliments. People are gonna tell you like, oh my god, I love your hair. It's so shiny. It's so healthy. this hair is, you need this hair tutorial because this blowout look, this like 90s Victoria's Secret blowout look, looks good on all ages. You don't have to be a certain age group, and it works for people with kind of, even if you have pretty wavy hair, it'll work with you, and even if you have kind of straight hair, it'll work with you. So I don't know about 3C, 4C, but if you have that hair type, and if you have an $11 like literally Conair hair curler and, you know, just a little bit of hairspray, letting out a little crazy, but it's gonna change your life. Watch this video, it's amazing, and I hope that it works out for you, and I hope that it works out for me. Well, I know it works out for me, I'll take that back, but it works for me. Hope it works for you. I know it'll work for you because this is gonna change your hair game. Like, you're gonna have a different confidence when you walk in